All right. Good morning, Gavin.
Morning.
It's a little bit cold this morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say that again. Okay, today's lesson is going to be about reading fluency. So reading fluency, there's three parts to it. Okay? It's rate, accuracy, and prosody.
Yeah.
Rate is really just the speed with which you read. Accuracy is how well you're able to pronounce the words. And prosody is the inflection or the expression that you use when you're reading to make it sound more like you're just talking. Okay? So for this first read through, I'm just going to have you read this passage here and try to focus on those elements, rate, accuracy, and prosody. All right? If you're ready, go ahead and read this passage, Fluency 1.
All right. The temperature is below zero, and the wind gusts at more than 200 miles per hour. The wind chill hits the danger zone, and the land is frozen. Welcome to the continent of Antarctica, home of the South Pole. It is a very small, it's a very dry and cold, yet life can still be found. Small plants live on the frozen shore, and krill thrive in the cold waters. Whales migrate to Antarctica just for krill. Other forms of life, such as seals and penguins, visit too. In Antarctica, days are far from what we think of as normal. In the summer, there is a constant day, and it is in March, the fall and winter months, that the U.S., when the southern hemisphere hits towards the sun, Antarctica has a constant sunshine. It is hard to go to bed when the sun is still up. So dwelling in Antarctica, have thick shades to make sure it's dark inside.
Okay, perfect. That's good enough. All right. Pretty good reading. I liked the rate with which you were reading. There was a couple issues of
Pronunciation?
accuracy and pronunciation. So yeah, we're just going to read it through again, and this time I would say just focus on the periods and the commas and make little spaces in between your sentences right there so you can kind of just focus on the segments of the sentence, and that's going to improve your accuracy and your prosody. Okay, so we're going to try it again and just mind the punctuation whenever you're ready.
The temperature is below zero, and the wind gusts at more than 200 miles per hour. The wind chill hits the danger zone, and the land is frozen. Welcome to the continent of Antarctica, home of the South Pole. It is very dry and cold, yet life can still be found. Small plants live on the frozen shore, and krill live in the cold waters. Whales migrate to Antarctica just for krill. Other forms of life, such as seals and penguins, visit too. In Antarctica, days are far from what we think of as normal. In the summer, where there is a constant day and it's never dark. Summer begins in October and ends in March. The fall and winter months in the U.S. So that's supposed to be U.S. like U.S.
Yeah, like the United States.
Okay. When the southern hemisphere tilts toward the sun, Antarctica becomes a constant sunshine. It's hard to go to bed when the sun is still up. So dwellings in Antarctica have a thick shade to make sure it's dark inside.
Nice. Did you feel like that one was more smooth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, there was more accuracy, and there was a greater amount of pausing in the punctuation. So we're going to do this one more time. It gets a little bit fast in paragraph 2. So that is where the sentence structure gets a little bit more complex. So just think about the accuracy and the prosody and your rate. You can slow down at that moment, because if you slow down, you're probably going to read it with a little bit more accuracy. Okay, so we're going to go through it one more time, really thinking about the elements of reading fluency, and do your best to get through both paragraphs now at a comfortable rate with as much accuracy and emotion and prosody as you can with the punctuation.
All Alright, do I
All right.
start at when down here?
Let's just do the first two paragraphs again,
Mhm.
and go ahead when you're ready.
The temperature is below zero, and the wind gusts at more than 200 miles per hour. The chill wind hits the danger zone, and the land is frozen. Welcome to the continent of Antarctica, home of the South Pole. It is very dry and cold, yet life can still be found. Small plants live on the frozen shore, and krill thrive in the cold waters. Whales migrate to Antarctica just for krill. Other forms of life, such as seals and penguins, visit too. In Antarctica, days are far from what we think is normal. In summer, there is a constant day, and it is never dark. Summer begins in October and ends in March. The fall and winter months in the U.S., when the southern hemisphere tilts towards the sun, Antarctica becomes a constant sunshine. And it is hard to go to bed when the sun is always up, is still up. So dwellings in Antarctica have thick shades to make sure it's dark inside.
Nice. All right, how did you feel about that last read through?
Pretty okay.
I felt like that was the best one yet. It felt like you had a solid speed where you could just really focus on each word as you read it. Your accuracy went up. That was the fewest mistakes on that one. And I liked the way that you pronounced the words. Your prosody was even better. There was more emotion behind the words, and I could tell that you were actually accentuating the different punctuation points.
Mm-hmm.
So I really liked how you're exercising your knowledge of reading fluency to read it through that many times. That was a nice repeated reading intervention. Thank you, Gavin.
Okay.